you here today. This is a safe space where you can ask questions, you can share your feelings or the challenges you faced as a student. As students, we face lots of issues, challenges also. So, you can start asking the questions one by one.
How can we convince our parents to not to compare us with others?
See, you can always convince your parents not to compare yourself by telling them that each child is unique. We all have different set of abilities. Someone may be good at academics, someone may be good at music, dance, arts. So you need to convince them and you need to make them realize that every child has a different learning pace. They will learn at their own pace, okay? So they need their time to excel in whatever field they want.
Thank you, ma'am. Your answer was wonderful.
Ma'am, I have a question. Today's many generation are engaged in gaming and social media. That is affecting our studies. So how can we balance it?
Okay, sit down. Let me ask you one question. What kind of games you play on mobile?
Like Minecraft and Free
Minecraft
Fire,
and Free Fire. And what kind of social media platform you are using?
YouTube, Instagram.
YouTube and Instagram. Okay, so it's the need of the hour that the students, the adolescent students, they are engaged in gaming or the social media platform they are using. They are wasting their time out there. So you need to have a balance so that it don't affect your studies. For that, what you have to do is you have to plan a routine. You have to set a timetable so that you can play your games. You can spend some time in social media also, and you can have time to study also. These things should not affect your studies. You need to have a balance by creating a timetable, and in between, while using the social media or gaming, you should take breaks. And the use of mobile should not be more than one hour. I think it should be enough. 1 hour is enough for you. Is it right or wrong?
Yes.
Yes. So please be careful while using social media. Let's move forward now.
So, ma'am, I have a question. So, in today's date, we see many parents posting their children's achievements on social media, and it's good for the higher achievers, but for the mediocres and for the slow learners, it's a little overwhelming. It harms their self-esteem. So, how can we deal with it?
Very much prevalent in our society that parents, they compare their child with the others, like with your cousins also, or in your neighborhood also. So it creates kind of stress or frustration among you people. So for that, what you can do is you can always have a conversation with your parents where you can tell them about your capabilities and your limitations. You need to inform them, and you need to make them realize that every child has a different pace of learning. So not every individual can be excellent at par with the other student. So you need to convince them, you need to make them understand this thing, and they are your parents. They will definitely going to understand you. And one more thing is, if you feel that these social media, they what they do is, people, they post only their achievement of their child, not the reality. So there's a difference between a real and the real world. Okay, so you need to differentiate these things, and you need to make them your parents understand the difference between the real and the reality.
My question is that how should students respond to peer pressure and bad influences?
Okay, so as a student, you feel peer pressure and there are bad influences also. So what you have to do is you have to differentiate between the your friends who are good and the ones who are bad for you. Because a true friend or a good friend will always motivate you, help you out, or even criticize you if you are doing something wrong. So they are there to help you out in each and every situation. So, and peer pressure is something that we as a student face. Okay, what you have to do is you have to firmly say no to peer pressure, and you should always, think about the consequences of indulging in some kinds of activities which is not good for you. So this is how you can, stop the influence of peer pressure.
Ma'am, I have a question too. How can we overcome mobile phone addiction and improve focus?
Okay, sit down. So these days, what is happening is students are, engaging themselves in mobile, and they are not giving proper time to their studies. So what you have to do is you have to make a plan. You have to make a routine for how many hours I'll study and for how many hours I will use the mobile phone for the academic purpose and sometimes for the entertainment purpose also, because every time you can't be study, you need some time to refresh yourself, to freshen up. So you need to make a distinction between at what time you will use mobile and what time you will study, and while studying you should keep your mobile phones away, or you can keep it on a aeroplane mode so that there will be no disturbance. First priority should be your studies, then after that you can use your mobile phones.
Thank you for the answer, ma'am.
Welcome.
Ma'am, why should a student feel mentally exhausted from studies?
Okay. So, as a student, while studying, sometimes you feel exhausted because you are overburdened with your subjects. You have to learn math, science, English, computer, and other subjects also. So, what you can do is you can, whenever you feel overwhelmed, you can take a break and you can engage yourself in activities, the productive activities, like you can listen to music, you can draw something, or you can read a book also, like novels, or you can engage in other activities which you feel relaxed. So by doing all these activities, you can, have a peace of mind. Next question.
Excuse me, ma'am. How can a student improve sleep habit and avoid late night study stress?
Okay. As a student, you have to study a lot, and due to that, sometimes you are not have a proper sleep. But I request you all that as a student, you need to have a proper sleep time. So, make a sleep habit, like at 9 or till 10, you have to go to bed, and early in the morning, what you can do is you can wake up and you can have your revision of the chapters which are already done in your classroom. So this will help you out in managing your studies, and you will not going to have that pressure of studies also.
What is the role of friendship in students' mental health and academic growth?
Okay, Satvik, sit down.
Thank you.
As we all know that we need friends to share our things.
Yes.
So, sometimes what happens is, if you have a true friend, they will always help you out in your academics. They will, I'll give you one example. While I was a student, just like you, so my friend, she used to teach me maths because I was not very good at maths. And I used to teach her social studies because I was very good at social studies. So this is how a friendship should be. A friend should always help you out in your academics also, and they are the ones with whom we can share our thoughts and feelings. And if we have a true friend, then mentally also we will be better person. So always surround yourself with the person who are always supporting you. Okay.
Thank you.
This is how you can have a friends, and they can help you out in each and every situation, and in academics also.
Thank you for your answer.
Ma'am, how can we build self-discipline and consistency in studies?
Okay, sit down. To build confidence, it doesn't come in one day. To build your confidence, you need to practice. There's a saying that practice makes a man perfect. So you need to practice whatever subjects your teachers are teaching you in the classroom. This is how you will going to build your confidence.
Ma'am, why do students often fear from talking in front of others and asking questions in classroom?
Good question. Like whenever I go to the classes, I have observed this thing that the students, they have a fear of speaking in front of others. So why there is a fear? There are certain reasons for this thing. Either they feel that they will get judged by their friends or by their teachers, and they have a fear that what if they commit some mistake while delivering speeches or thoughts, something like that. So what you have to do is to eliminate this fear. Whenever you get a chance, you should always participate in those activities. Okay, that will build your confidence. This is how you have to control this.
Excuse me, ma'am. I have seen many students, they become depressed after having a bad exam. So my question is, why do students lose confidence after having a bad exam, and also suggest how to increase confidence and stay motivated in studies?
Superb question. I was expecting this question from you students. So good one. Please sit down. So as a student, you know what happens, sometimes you are not able to you achieve your set target. Sometimes you get failed in some subjects and you get demotivated. So now what to do? We should cry on that or we should learn from that? What do you think what we should do? We should cry over our marks or we should get motivated from that?
We should get
Motivated. We should learn from our mistakes. We should see in which areas we are lacking behind, how to work on those areas. Please take the help of your teachers or your counselor. Your counselor will help you out in learning the questions also. If you feel like I cannot learn the long question, so through techniques, there are certain techniques that the counselor can help you out, so you can learn those questions and have confidence in yourself. One bad result will not decide your futures. You have ample of time to introspect where I was wrong, how I have to go. Okay?
Ma'am, one question is bothering me.
Okay, you may ask your question.
What can a student do if they constantly overthink about their future?
Okay, good question. Sit down. Like the student, you face, the questions that what we will do in our future, what we will become in our future. So that question is bothering you again and again. For that, what you have to do is you have to remain in present. Because when you remain in present, you will know your positive points, your limitation, and then you can work upon those things. You can always make a plan or a goal and how to achieve that goal. So you have to be in present.
Ma'am, I also have a related question.
Okay.
Is it normal to feel confused about career choices at this age?
Yes, it is very much okay. You people get confused at this age because you are still exploring the career opportunities. But dear students, it's a time where you have to work upon your goals, your achievements. Okay, you need to see which are your capabilities, which are your the areas where you are interested. So now make a plan, make a goal, and start working on those goals so that later on you don't have that confusion of career, which career to choose. Okay.
Ma'am, sometimes parents do not understand us. So how can we deal with this situation?
Okay, sometimes due to generational differences also, your parents might not understand what you are feeling or what you are going through. And you have a friend with whom you can share your things. But remember one thing, your parents are the best person who can guide you through the tough time. So it's better to have an open communication with your parents, and definitely they will going to understand you because you are their children. They know you better than anyone else. So always remember that do share your thoughts, your feelings, or whatever you are going through with it, with your parents, because they will going to help you out and guide you. Okay, remember this thing.
Excuse me, ma'am. How can we stay positive when we feel academically weak compared to our friends?
So dear students, sit down. Always remember that we should not compare ourselves with anyone, because we have different set of abilities. So never compare yourself with others. And what you can do is you can start working on your studies. You can make a plan, you can make a timetable, you can ask your queries from your teachers, and even doing those things and you are not able to achieve your scores, you can always take help of your counselor or your teachers.
Ma'am, what message would you give to students who are silently struggling with pressure and stress?
Dear students, you know, in every class there are different sets of students. Some are extroverts, some are introverts, some are good at academics, some are good at art, drawing, science, or other subjects as in other areas. So the ones who are extrovert, they are what are the qualities of an extrovert? Can you share your ideas on that? The extroverts are confident, they can speak well. What about the introverts? They will be shy, they don't want to participate, and sometimes they are, struggling internally. They don't know how to approach to a teacher or a counselor. So for them, you are not alone in this journey. Your teachers is there, your counselor is there to help you out.